Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Oh, now that was a bit of a mishmash startup, wasn't it? For some reason, yeah, that was a bit of a mishmash startup, wasn't it? For some reason, the camera was lagging, so it just wouldn't pick up my movement. So it was about 30, 40 seconds delay, which is no good. So thank you very much for the return of the one guy, Sharon Gamble. You're back. Yes, sorry about that, Sharon. Everything okay? The sound is okay, and the visuals are okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed. People will find me again now. We've got 6 back in the house again now. Again, I apologise, everybody. I've just set all this up. This is at my sister's house. I just set up sort of half an hour before I was due to start, and then came back out, but I forgot to plug my laptop in, so the battery had... Anyway, the joys of live streaming. But anyway, thanks very much for the people who've managed to find me and come back again. So can everybody hear the sound okay? Look at this, I'm sat in the jacket. Dark at your face, right hand side. Yeah. Well, as I say, I'm sat outside because sat inside the house, it's actually a lot inside the house. So I've come on my sister's veranda, and with over there you can see the Asda, the shop. So it's actually more lighter outside on the veranda of my sister's apartment than it is sat inside the house. I tried it even with the lights on, and it was just too dark. So I apologise about the lighting setup type of thing, but the lights out that side and the apartment is this side. So anyway, I'm sure we'll manage that on a beautiful grey, overcast day in sunny Redcar, July, peak of summer, and I'm sat here with my jacket on because it's a little bit nippy and chilly. But never mind, that's the way it goes, isn't it? Yeah, sounds good, but your face is a little bit dark. Yeah, I know. On that side, yeah. I know. I've altered the lighting as much as I can. But if I turn on, yeah, I've set all the camera up and everything, so it will have to be. So I'm not perfectly lit up, but never mind. I'm sure we've got better things and topics to talk about than my lighting up of the camera. I'll just move the microphone a little bit so I can move the microphone a little bit so I can read the comments now on the side. So this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you may want to ask. I'm over here from Thailand for a couple of months or so, but I've been in Thailand now for years. So anybody got any questions about moving to Thailand, the visas, the etc. I'm here to answer whatever questions you may have. And as yet, nobody's actually asked me a question that I haven't been able to answer. And I'm here in Redcar, so if anybody wants to do any meetups, I meet up with the people in the Plimsoll line, Wetherspoon's pub. So reasonably priced food and alcohol and coffee, free refillable coffees, £1.59 for as many coffees as you want. Excellent value. So here I am. So if anybody wants to ask a question, put a Q at the beginning of it so I can look in the comments and see that it's a question, and I'll do my best to answer it. Now, I apologise if in my answering of some of the questions that I overrun and I miss your question, because obviously the chat scrolls up and I may miss your question. So please be assured I'll answer your questions if need be, and just resubmit the question again and I'll go on from there. Yeah, Billy Bob, you brought the rain back with you. I did, yes. I've been here 8 days now, 8 days today, and we've had one sunny day, and it's been like this. Bloody awful, I've got to say. And I'm sat here now with a jacket on, and it's chilly, it's cold. So that one sunny day that I had in Redcar was lovely, and I had to walk around, and I wanted to get me lemon top, but unfortunately the ice cream machine hadn't started up yet. So she said, "Oh, you'll have to come back in half an hour." So I never got my ice cream. So Redcar still owes me an ice cream, a lemon top. Yeah, but it's freezing cold. July, peak July. My sister said we've had one sunny day since the 1st of July. I arrived here on the 5th and it's now the 14th, I think. So 8 days I've been here anyway, and it's just cold. Grey skies and raining every single day apart from that one sunny day. Jackson, yeah, hi, Les. Strange to see you sitting with. I know, because it's cold, but I've got me retired and living the dream T-shirt on, and I was going to just but I've had to put a coat on because it's cold. In July, would you believe it? It's 13 today, 13, and I'm used to being 30, so that's a big difference. When and if we have the air conditioning units on, it's 23, 24, so 13 is just like winter. Sunny in London. Yeah, when I arrived in London, it was again a rainy day. People had the jackets, hats on and scarves on in July, and I was just shocked because I just arrived in my shirt and shorts and flip-flops, thinking it was going to be nice and warm in London. No, it was freezing cold. Again, I had to put my jacket on in London because I was cold. Morning, Les. Leave Australia tomorrow for UK, and then a month in Thailand and return trip. Looks cold. It is cold. It is cold. Again, there's all sorts I wanted to do this week, but we've done nothing really as far as going out anywhere because it's just been wet and cold and miserable. We took my nieces to for a breakfast yesterday. We were going to go feed the ducks, but it was too wet for ducks. So then we found a beachside cafe, and for 2 kids breakfast, 1 adult breakfast, and a hot chocolate and a coffee came to almost £28. I just nearly dropped through the floor. 28 quid. So the cost of entertaining, taking families out here in the UK is just so expensive, unbelievably expensive. Anyway, I'll mention that several times, I'm sure, whilst I'm here, because, you know, compared to the prices that you pay in Thailand, everything really, for me personally, is affordable. You can go out for a meal, don't have to worry about the cost. But yesterday, 28, that I've got like £15 a day. I budgeted myself £15 a day to live on, but that's gone way by the wayside. Now we just want one breakfast, taking the nieces out. But anyway, that's the cost of everything, isn't it? Liz, with that bad light, you look like a proper English person now. Yeah, well, I'm certainly not going to get a tan, am I, over here? So yeah, best wishes. Leaving Australia tomorrow and coming to England and then going to Thailand. I'm sure you'll enjoy the Thailand trip better than the England trip. But England, when it's nice, when it's sunny, it's nice. The beach can't see you, Liz. I know it's dark, as I say, that's because of this grey sky here. And I'm sat in the veranda. If I was sat inside the house, you wouldn't see me at all. I'd be in, even with the lights on, the lighting inside the house wasn't very good. So I've come outside on the veranda, even with my coat on, because it's that cold. The Travelling Carpenter, morning, Les, good morning. Oh, he's live now. Yeah, I'm live now. Oh, Nathan, Andrew, Smitty, hello there, Nathan. Frank travels £15 a day. Yeah, £15 a day. That's where I budgeted myself. But for 2 of us, we live on £10 a day in Thailand. So I've upped my budget by 50%. 15 quid a day. It isn't a lot of money, I know. But when you're living on a budget, because I've still got various things to pay for in Thailand and coming over here. But if you're a savvy shopper and a savvy internet, you know, look on the internet, which I did, I got a reasonable flight back to here. That was £344 to fly back to England, and then I got the overground train from London Gatwick to St Pancras, and that was 14. But if you got the Gatwick Express, it was 25. So there's a 10 to save, or 11 quid. And then the train from London up to Redcar was £45, I think it was. Whereas if you went with Megabus or National Express, it was 12 or 17 quid. So I paid a little bit of extra and went on the train. So there's bargains to be had out there if you shop around, for accommodation, for travel and things like that. So I'm always on the internet looking at various things. Nathan, I wish I could live on £10 a day. I'm sure you can live on £10 a day, Nathan. £10 a day isn't a lot, but it's enough. I'm sure I could do it if I wanted to. Weatherspoons, Nathan. You need to go to Weatherspoons more often. Don't eat the pizzas, because the pizzas are expensive in Weatherspoons. Keep it real. 2 things wrong with the UK: the weather and the way the country is run. Yeah, I'd agree with that. The weather, everybody, wasn't it a national pastime? People used to just talk about the weather in the UK. Well, it's just the same now, isn't it? People talk about the weather all the time. You might get 2 or 3 sunny days in a row, and then you're going to get half a dozen bad days. And up to now, I've had, out of the 8 days here, I've had 7 days cold weather, which isn't inspiring to go and do anything. I feel sorry for the people in the tourist areas who rely on tourism in the summertime. This is just going to stop people going out to events and parties and things like that. The barbecues outside. You can't have a barbecue outside when it's raining, can you? No. So again, it's 12 years of living in sunshine, almost 365 days a year. Blue skies. But when it does rain in Thailand, it does rain. But it rarely rains for 2 or 3 days on a row. And in the 12 years, I've never, ever seen it rain 8 days in a row like it has here. But I digress. Hi, Les. We heard summer was going to be on a Wednesday this year in the UK. I will look forward to it next Wednesday. I'm going out with a friend of mine on Tuesday. He's going to pick up a motorhome. So I'll be going out for a day in Nottingham. So hopefully the weather is okay when you go pick his motorhome up. The spoon, yes, the spoon place, Nathan. Weatherspoons. It's a great. I think it's great value. It's probably the best value that I've seen around Redcar for good cheap prices for everything. St. Pancras, yeah, St. Pancras, however it's St. Pancras, wherever it is, it's that big train station in London. Go up the road near on King's Cross. When it does get really hot, that's 3 months of the year. But I'd still soon it'd be warm that I can sit in a fan, but sat outside here with a jacket on, and I'm still feeling the cold. I'm shivering now. But I didn't bring any fleeces with me, so it's either putting another shirt on for extra layers or whatever. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? Wet to summer record. In my area, it's rained 9 out of the 10 days. Well, yeah. The wettest summer on, at least it's got a record for something, hasn't it? Again, as I said, the last twice I've been here, I've been in the winter time where it's been cold and miserable, but we've had blue skies, but it's been very cold. I don't mind the blue skies. The blue skies makes everybody feel okay. But this grey and clement weather with people shuffling around with jackets on and that, it's not good. In my mind, anyway. But I'm used to the sunshine now, so okay. Nathan, oh my God, the video is sponsored by, if only it was sponsored by Weatherspoons, Nathan. Okay, so has anybody got any questions? Okay, because what we're going to do is answer some questions if anybody's got any questions. And then we'll go through a few things with regard to what I'm going to be doing in the UK. So there's lots of things I want to do in the UK, but whether I'll actually get round to do them or not, I don't know. And like I said before, for those people who've just joined in, if anybody wants to have a meetup, I'll do a meetup in the Plimsoll line, Redcar, Weatherspoons. So I'm available most times. So I'm always available to pop down for a cup of coffee and something like that and have a chat. And again, like with the changing the visas in Thailand at the minute to you can get a 60-day exemption visa as opposed to a 30-day, which helps everybody. And that's supposed to start on the 15th. But saying that they did say that it was going to start on June the 1st, but it didn't. So visiting Thailand, it is getting much easier now. And then there's going to be a 180-day visa for those people who want to stay for 180 days. And then you can leave the country and come back in again on another 180 days, which is almost 6 months. And by doing that, you can do that up to 5 years, I believe. Yeah, okay, Nathan, I'll give you a plug with your my nephew Nathan, who's autistic, is running an event in Darmanstown, near Redcar, and that's to do with the for the dogs, the service dogs, to help autism. So he's working his hardest, and he's trying to set this event up. So when it gets a bit closer to the date, I'll do a few more videos on that, because to help and support these service dogs for autistic people. So he's going to have bouncy castles, he's going to have dinosaurs there, or walk dinosaurs, a couple of children's mascots, and things like that, and stalls available. So yeah, I'll give you yours a little bit of a plug, Nathan, when you're going to be doing it. And as I say, Nathan, he's autistic himself, so he knows what people are after, what people want, and he's trying his best to be able to set up a service. And I am set for the road trip. Hopefully, Dave, you've ordered the sunshine as well, so we'll have a bit of sunshine going down for the road trip. I'm looking forward to that on Tuesday, going down to Nottingham. So it should be good. Yeah, the 180-day visa will be great for those who want to spend 6 months in Thailand, 6 months in their own country, or travel elsewhere. Do you know any details about it yet, Les? It's still in the planning stages by all accounts. It's typical Thailand. They make announcement of all of these things, and everybody was all excited. Everybody was looking forward to it. Everybody was like, "Oh, I can't wait for that." And it's just like, well, just hold on a minute. We haven't rubber stamped it yet. It's the same with the 60-day visa. They said it was going to start on the 1st of June, and here we are now, 14th of July, and it still hasn't been started yet. There's talk about it starting on the 15th. Now, let's see if it does start on the 15th. The question about my sister, I hope she's okay. Yeah, my sister sadly is going through a bit of a hard time at present. We've spent a couple of days at the hospital, and there's many more hospital trips to come. So yeah, I'm here as supportive brother, and we'll get through this type of thing. But as I say, it's hospitals, and especially with the NHS at the minute, understaffed and overworked and underpaid. So it's like a lucky numbers game, I think. Looks like a nice English summer's day. It is a nice English summer's day. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Nathan, it might be a bit laggy because, as I say, I'm not really sat very close to my sister's Wi-Fi, and I don't have a cable, which I shall have to get, I think, to get a cable to plug into the modem. So this is doing it by Wi-Fi, so I apologize to anybody if it is a little bit laggy. The next time I do it, I'll get a cable so it plugs straight into the modem. Okay, Dave, no problem. Look forward to it. How long are you over, if possible? Well, I'm over here for 2 months. Maybe it's closer to, maybe it's 9 or 10 weeks. I'm looking at mid-September before I go home. A lot of it depends on my sister's recovery from various operations she's going to have. So we'll just play it by, but certainly for a couple of months. And hopefully it gets warmer, because it's just cold. I'm just feeling cold. And this weather, for so many years, the grey skies, I must have that sad seasonal adjusted disorder thing is sad. And because I hate grey days, I really do hate grey days, because it just makes the whole mood feel down. But that one day in Redcar, when it was sunny, blue skies, brilliant, not a cloud in the sky, lovely blue sea, walking along the seafront was lovely. And it's just thinking, oh, this is it. I've come back and it's in the summer. Then looking at weather forecast for the day after, 95% rain, and it's rained ever since day 8. And the weather forecast for the next week is rain, 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 cloud, and more rain. So even in the week's time, it doesn't look as if it's going to be any good. Buy a cable from Thailand, Les. Yeah. It's a long way. I'd go back to Thailand to get a cable, Nathan. It'll only cost me about £2,500, but never mind. I'll get one from Curry's or something like that. Good morning, Les. Here in Warwickshire. Oh, sunny day. So somebody's got a bit of sunshine, which is good. Somebody in a nice BMW car with a loud exhaust. Beautiful car. Why do you want to make it sound like a Formula One car? Anyway. So, right, passport. Whilst I'm here, there's a few things that I have to do. So for those people that might have to do it, come back to the UK. So we're going to talk about the passports and because my marriage visa is run out now, because I couldn't renew the marriage visa. I've got to go through marriage visa to go back to Thailand. So I've got to do an online application for a 90 for O visa based on marriage, and that will give me a 90-day visa. So when I go back to Thailand, I've got to restart the whole process again about getting the marriage visa. Now that's a whole lot of paperwork, and it really is an amount of paperwork. But before I can do that, I need my passport details. And as my passport only had a year and a half left to run on it, I thought I'd take the opportunity to renew the passport here. So there's 3 ways of doing it. You can do it at the post office, you can do it online, or you can go in person. And the nearest place is Durham. And I could have got the passport done for £220. Or if I did it online, it was £100.50. And that's for a 54-page passport, because I intend to do a lot more traveling when I get back to Thailand. So I opted for the online one, and that was £11.50 cheaper than doing it through the post office, where the post office check. And they say that'll take up to 3 weeks. So the online application for a new passport is super easy. It talks you through it, and it even asks you about the photograph. Now in the camera photo booths, you can get a code number. So if you put that code number into the application form, it takes a scan of the photograph that you've had done at the photo booths. Now that was over £5 to do with the photo booth, but I did it myself. I just had a nice light in front of us when I was back in Thailand. I took my own picture with my iPhone, and that was acceptable to the passport office. They come up with a little graph to say, yes, it's if there's shading on one side of your face or not. No, it's not good. And then when you take the perfect photograph, you say, yes, it'll accept that. So that'll save you £5 or £6 by taking your own photograph with your iPhone or your own phone and being able to do it online. It is so easy to do. Then post it off and everything. You get emails when they've got your passport. So it's easy to do the application. Now I did that whilst I'm over here. So to do that, once I got my passport, then I can book me flight, and then I can book me 90-day O visa based on marriage. So the passport is a vital part of the information that the Thai embassy needs. But it is a long process. Again, there's lots and lots of paperwork to do. But I've got all copies of everything that I need. I need to prove that I'm married. I need to prove my income and stuff like that. So to start all this process again, it's a bit daunting type of thing, because I've never done that for 8 years, the last time when I did it. But anyway, paperwork is paperwork, and when I'm done, everybody's, for the visas, for the retirement visas, for the marriage visas, education visas, people are scared of paperwork. Well, in reality, they never ask for too much. They ask for what they want, and that's what you provide them. And it's never really too much for them to ask for. So don't be scared about retirement visas, education visas, or anything else like that. The immigration department in Thailand are there to help you. Internet better in Thailand? Who would have thought? Well, I mean, I do. When I do it in Thailand, I do have the cable going straight to the modem, and it's like my sister's modem now. I don't have a cable to attach to my computer, so I apologize if it is a bit laggy. But like on the next one, I'll do it in a couple of weeks' time or so, and I'll make sure that the cable is attached to the computer, so it should have a better internet connection. But the internet in Thailand, I think, is very, very good for what you pay in comparison to pay over here. I love it. Koh Samui, just a short. Love Sat Hips, not far away, so much interest nearby. Yeah, again, Rayong, it wasn't on my list to go and visit and to live. And it was only a chance encounter meeting another English. And he said to me later, he said, you've given every other place in Thailand that you visited 2 weeks or 4 weeks. He says, give Rayong a chance. He said, give it a couple of weeks. And I thought, no. Good, people come here, just go to Koh Samui and then leave. But I visited it for 2 weeks and I've been there for 10 years now. So that's not bad, is it? A 2-week visit and I've been there for 10 years and I like it. And the reason why I like it, because it isn't on the tourist map. And because it isn't on the tourist map, it's a very cheap place to live. Everything's reasonable. The house prices are reasonable. The accommodation is reasonable. Renting is reasonable. Food, restaurant prices, it's not touristy prices. So it's very reasonable to live. It's much, much cheaper to live there than live here. I've only been here for years and it's everything. King's Cross, I fancy the sandwich, £5.50 for a sandwich. £5.50. A bottle of Coke, a little bottle of Coke, we pay 30 pence for in Thailand, £1.20 here for a bottle of Coke. Crazy. Got my passport renewal in Thailand, done so far to go to Bangkok twice. All pretty painless and reasonably priced. What, Martin, can I ask, can I be cheeky and ask how much you paid to get that done in Thailand? Because it's only because I've had to come to England because my sister's not feeling very well, is why I thought I'll do it. But I was going to do it in Thailand. I know there's 2 trips to Bangkok and stuff like that. And that's like a 3-hour trip from me, from where I live into Bangkok, 3 hours. So that'd be interesting to see how much that would cost. I've got a 54-page book. So hopefully, because I get my pension rise in 2 years' time, and that's when that money, my pension money, is just totally and utterly just for travel and holidays and living it good. Fingers crossed. Where else was it then? Oh yeah, there was 2 guys that I was talking to, 2 of my subscribers. They were looking at returning back to the UK if Thailand carries on with this silly ruling of being able to tax our UK pensions. So they were looking at returning to the UK. So I'm going to do a couple of videos on the rental, what you can get for your money for rental here. I've already started doing the prices of food and stuff like that, which is, in my mind, exorbitantly expensive in comparison to where I live. And just the daily delivered costs and things like that. As I say, for how people take the kids away for a weekend, I don't know. I mean, it cost me almost £28 yesterday. The 2 kids' breakfast, 1 adult breakfast, hot chocolate and a cup of coffee. And it's like 28 quid. Oh. So it's a shock already for everything. I couldn't, my reputation for, I'd say that might have been handy. I still had a year and a half on my passport, so there was no great rush because my marriage visa would have took me up till next year. So it would have been next year that I would have had to do something about it. But again, as I said, people keep asking me for referrals and things like that. I have a number of people that I send people to, sort of with regards to visas and workarounds and things like that, and agents. So I send people to these type of things, and that helps grease the wheels of people getting what they want. Knowledge is power, and as I say, there's a lot of things that goes on, and it's knowing the right people, if you like, to help you along your way. So, okay, what things don't I like about back in the UK? Well, there's a couple of things. The weather is for one, and TV, the UK TV. I've never, ever seen so many adverts. People complain about the adverts on YouTube and things like that, but that's nothing in comparison to watching TV. I like grand designs and things like that, and there's a couple of police programs on, capturing people that are nicking cars and things like that. Wow, there might be 10 minutes of action program there. Adverts. So many adverts on the TV, and the TV on BBC and BBC Two and BBC Four isn't sort of worth watching. Why people put up with all of this adverts? It's just beyond me. Half the program, it might be on for an hour, but you actually only see 20 minutes of the whole program. Whereas if you go onto YouTube and things like that, you can just type in grand designs and you can watch it. You might get one or two adverts, but at least you can skip them adverts. And the TV over here, for me, is frustrating because it's all adverts. Crazy. And of course, the weather's freezing cold. But I might have mentioned that once or twice, but it's freezing cold. So has anybody got any other questions? Anybody got any questions about any advice about living here in the UK? Cheapest places to go? I looked on, because we were going to take the kids out yesterday. My niece is out yesterday. The top places to go when it's raining with kids, place to go was Middlesbrough Football Stadium. And then Dorman's Museum in Middlesbrough, and then also the Ormsby Museum. I'm sure the kids would be over the moon going around the museum. But as I say, just taking anybody out anywhere, it's just feeding the ducks was a disaster yesterday because, as I say, it was just raining, so we couldn't even feed the ducks. Okay. So, yeah, so getting here from Thailand is actually, it's not too difficult. I loved it at the airport because I did a little video about leaving Thailand and coming back to the UK. And it was all about the amount. I did a video called the Patio Blues, like when people leave Thailand and they come back to the UK, and they just have the thoughts about when they get back home. Is that it is a great lifestyle, and it is a great feeling living in Thailand because everybody's so friendly, everybody's happy, the sunshine, which makes everybody feel good. And then coming back to the UK. And there's many people, my subscribers and things, have agreed with me that it's a bad feeling. It's not a very good feeling when people go back home to the home country. But yeah, at least my sister's done a good job with a veranda, with a garden, and the flowers on there. But we have over there, we have a big Asda, so it's not too far to go and do the shopping. And there's a Bookies. There's always a Bookies everywhere you look at. There's a charity shop. There's other food shops, Morrison's Daily, Domino's Pizza, a fish and chip shop. That's what shocked me the other day. £9 for a small fish and chips in Redcar. £9 for small fish and chips, just stupidly priced. Cost 5,000 baht to renew passport with key visa, plus 114 for the passport itself. Oh, so it's like a couple of £100 and £214. Oh, well, that's not too. And then a couple of trips to Bangkok. Oh, well, that's not too bad then. I mean, I thought about doing it the same day service here in Durham and having a day out in Durham. because you just take your passport and 4 hours later you pick it back up. But that was £212, I think, or 220, something like that. And as I'm on a bit of a budget living over here, and I knew I was going to be over here for a couple of months or so anyway, so I opted for the 3 weeks. And everybody said, yeah, it's usually 2 weeks, but they say 3 weeks. So hopefully 2 weeks it'll be here. Yeah, I think that's quite a fair price, Martin, as well. Yeah, I agree with that. Like the UK is just so expensive for the 2+2 family to have a day out. Not like the old days when Mum would make up the sandwiches and to take out. Well, actually, we were going to do that. We were going to have a picnic. I remember as a kid, we used to be all excited about picnics and that, because that was, in reality, that's a cheap way out, isn't it? You do your own sandwiches and a flask of coffee and the cold drinks and stuff like that. But you can't go anywhere when it's raining. It's just, how can I say it? It's just, we went to B&Q yesterday at South Bank. One of my light fittings, one of my sister's light fittings isn't. So I went to get a new light bulb for it to fix it. One that didn't sell the light bulbs. So, and then the other place, Screwfix, £21 for a new light bulb, which was a tad expensive, I thought. So then the kids said, "Oh, we're hungry. Can we have something to eat?" So there was a Greggs store there. And we nicknamed them the Greggs Dummies, the sausage rolls, Greggs Dummies. Give the kids a Greggs Dummy, that'll shut them up. So we went into Greggs and we got one sausage roll and 2 chocolate muffins, and that came to £6. And he said, "Do you want to eat inside or outside?" And my sister's daughter said to me, "Oh, we'll eat it outside." And I said, "Why is that?" She said, "Because you pay 20% VAT if you eat it inside, Greggs. 20% if you eat inside." And what was it? In the Stray Cafe on the beachfront at Redcar yesterday, my sister asked for my sister's daughter asked for breakfast, and she said, "I don't want black pudding and I don't want mushrooms. Can you give me something else?" They said, "Oh yeah, we can give you something else, but you have to pay for it." Even though they were taking 2 items off a plate, and she didn't get a reduction because she got the 2 items off a plate. If she wanted another a piece of bacon or a sausage or a piece of bread, she has to pay extra for it. Yeah. And I got a scone, and normally a scone comes with jam. So they give me the scone and a piece of butter. And I said, "Have you got some jam?" He said, "Yeah, you have to pay extra for it." I said, "Listen, okay, forget about it. I'll just have the butter." Extra. Crazy. I was looking to buying a touring caravan for my last summer in the UK. Decided against it due to the cost of the tow bar fitting to the car. £480. Ooh, that's expensive. Plus the cost of staying on a caravan site, £35 per night. Yeah. Now I was a big caravanner. I love caravanning, and I could have seen out my days in a caravan. In fact, when I moved to Thailand, my caravan was in storage for the last 2 years. It was a very, very last thing I sold before I think that's it. And I've got nothing else left in the UK now. I would say I had a tear in my eye when I got rid of my caravan, because I knew that was the end of me ever coming back to England, because my caravan, I bought it brand new. It was £18,000, so it was a good quality caravan, and I'd had it for 7 years. And when I sold it, the guy who bought it, he said, "Les," he said, "it's in such brilliant," he said, "I'm not even going to hassle over the price. I'll give you the price, what you want for it." And it had everything in there. And I loved it. It was beautiful. I could live in a car. In fact, I even toyed with it. Before I met my wife, I was toying with the idea of coming back to the UK, living in the UK and Europe, buying a van with a mattress and a porta potty and just traveling around. The freedom that you've got for that, free camping and things like that. And I still like that idea. But you can't do that in Thailand because it'd be like boiling a bag living in a caravan or a motorhome in Thailand, because they're not geared up for campsites, for air conditioning and stuff like that. And it's so cheap to hire hotel rooms. I mean, you've quoted there £35 a night to stay on a caravan site. You can get a beautiful hotel room for 37 quid a night. Beautiful. And we look at the range of like 20 quid a night with air conditioning, nice shower, and balcony type thing. So for me, it's so cheap to travel around Thailand in staying in hotels, for 20 or £30 a night. It's fantastic. So there are caravans now over in Thailand, funny enough, and there's a guy set up a business just around the corner from where I live, literally 5 minutes from the house, and he's imported 6 caravans from the UK. And so because it's unique, a lot of Thai people will pay more money to stay in a caravan overnight than a hotel room. In fact, the hotel rooms are 1,000 baht a night, and to stay in a 2-berth caravan with a fixed double bed at the back with air conditioning, that is 2,000 baht a night, which is about 40 quid a night in a caravan, because it's different, and that's what the Thai people like, because it's unique and it's different. But he's importing the caravans, old caravans from the UK, and setting up a business where people can stay in a caravan for the night. But I love caravanning in my caravan days. It's beautiful, just the freedom that it gives you. But the cost of a tow bar, 480 quid, wow, that's expensive. Even caravans now have gone up in price, so expensive. Hey up, Les, how's it going, Mr. Hui? I'm launching my own football channel, hopefully in time for the start of the season. Have you had any beetroot yet? No, I haven't had any beetroot yet, but I've got it in the jar, and I'm going to have some beetroot sandwiches. I like beetroot, yeah. It was only when you sent me a message the other day on about beetroot, it just reminded me. So yeah, I'm going to get some beetroot and have some beetroot sandwiches. I love beetroot. Start up your own football channel. I don't follow football, but I will be watching the match tonight, the England match. I watched the last one, the semi-finals. I'm not really into football, but for something like that, I don't mind watching them. 7-year caravan, Nathan. Yeah, I had the caravan for 7 years. Loved it. Sunday service, bus service is not very good. Well, again, that's what you're paying for, isn't it? Sunday service, yeah, it was always a poor service on a Sunday. I think you have a friend who spent a lot of money on a caravan air conditioning. Yeah, I mean, these are proper house air conditioning units as well. I mean, the caravans, you can't show them anyway. They're sort of, although they were a mobile caravan, they're static and they're just placed in one place, and they're just left there. And all the fixtures and fittings are still in there, with the showers and the porta potties and stuff like that, and the fixed double beds. But they have a big air conditioning unit. So, well, they need them because you're like boiling the bag with the caravans, because with them being metal, they soon warm up. So you need a big air conditioning unit to keep them cool. I mean, a lot of them are under a shade cloth as well to help stop them warming up. But it's good, to see the old Conquerors, the big double axle Conqueror caravans. And that was 3,000 baht to stay, because that was for 4-berth. Big caravans, but like 65, 70 pounds to stay in a caravan for a night. A lot of money. Caravan holidays cost a fortune. In August holidays, £1,000 for a week. Ridiculous prices. My sister stayed in. How much do you pay, Kath? How much do you pay in Flamingo Land? Yeah, 900. Yeah, we have a zoo in Pickering, which is about an hour away from here. And my sister last year, for a week, £900 to stay in the caravan. Then it was over £100 to have the ticket go into the park so you could go on the rides as well. £100 for the week. And even the kids, it was about £100. Even though the kids, because they're only small, 5 and 6 years old or so, who couldn't go on the big roller coasters, it was still £100 to go on the teapots. So having a holiday in England isn't cheap anymore. In fact, my nieces are going to Turkey for a week just to get a bit of sunshine. And it's cheaper to go to Turkey for the week, or 10 days, than it is to go to Flamingo Land for the week. Yeah, at least I won't have to watch the match at 2 in the morning. That's correct, yes. Not that I would have got up and watched it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not that big of a football fan, but whilst I'm here, I'll get me bottle of wine tonight and I'll sit and watch them play. Home bargains for your beetroot, Les. A bigger jar, and it's nice for 99p. We've got a home bargain to you, Kath.
Yes.
My sister said, yeah, we've got a home bargain. So I shall be there having a look there tomorrow. Love caravanning, but it's too expensive now. Some sites are £50 per night. Wow. Pickering, is that named after Rooney? I don't know. Pickering it's a beautiful place, Pickering. I like Pickering. But I remember, Flamingo Land's been there forever. I remember going there as a child for a holiday. We went there for a week. And that was when it was a zoo and not a theme park. And we went there for the zoo. And we came back a day early because we were bored. Because once you walk around the zoo half a dozen times, there's nothing else much to see. Yeah. It's near Morrison's. Oh, yeah. It's down that arcade, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I walked down there yesterday. Again, service with... I had an EE mobile phone account. And because I haven't used it for a year and a half, they sort of stopped the number. So I tried to put money on my phone when I got to London, and it accepted me £10, but it kept on saying that I couldn't use my phone because the service had been cut off. So when I got back to Redcar, I went to EE and I spent almost an hour getting the phone reactivated again. And then the following day, I got a message saying, because I haven't used the phone, they're going to cut it off in 24 hours. So I went back to the EE shop and the guy said, oh, listen, don't worry about that. He said, it'll still be on in 24 hours. 24 hours later, they cut the phone off again. So then I had to go back down to the shop to get back to the customer service. Oh, it was, again, a nightmare. Just so complicated. But the guy in the shop was so flippant, arrogant. Oh, don't worry about that. I said, well, they put that on for a reason. He said, listen, don't worry. He said, it's not going to go off. So when I seen him the following day, I said, you told me now I'm about to walk back down here again. And he said, oh, well, let's get it sorted out. He wasn't apologetic, no, nothing. Just some unfriendly people here. Little things like that just annoy me because I say hi and smile to everybody. And like when you ask somebody in customer services that are supposed to be there to help you, oh, listen, it's not going to happen. Flippant. As opposed to like, okay, let's get it sorted out. And there was nobody else in the shop. So it's not as if he was busy. Nathan, Les, I'm coming down for a bit. I can't say longer. You come down anytime you want, Nathan. Sunday service, remember? Sunday service. After grafting on the allotment, and the weeds don't take the weekend off, I'm afraid. See you at the big one. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day on your allotment. I hope the weather improves a little bit. But yeah, I understand about the weeds growing. When we had that bit of rain in Thailand, the weeds just shot. So anyway, have a good day. Thanks very much for tuning in. And I'll get me beetroot, me big jar of beetroot tomorrow from B&M's. Okay, dokie. Retired on the beach. Les, Samui, looking out over the sea. The more you talk about the UK, the more I know I made the right choice. Great. If you want, I'll just creep through the internet thing and do a changeover. Koh Samui is a beautiful island. I've got to say, Koh Samui is Koh Samui. I've got to say, it changed my life, because when I got there, Koh Samui is a truly beautiful tropical island. And when I seen then, I'm thinking, these people living over here have nothing, but they're much happier than me. That was at the time 4 houses and working 7 days a week, trying to graft and trying to make a lot of money so I could retire. And I'm thinking, these people here with nothing are living a better life than me. It's just the machine getting now. It changed my life, and I give up all my materialistic things. I mean, I got divorced as well, which helped me get rid of all my materialistic things, because I had to. But then it just gave me a different outlook on life. You don't have to chase for the nice cars, the nice iPhone, the money bank. I live a very frugal life on maybe £1,300 or £1,400 a month. I could not afford to live the lifestyle I've got on £1,300 or £1,400 a month here in England. And I'm going to do a video about that. I'm going to show you houses. I'm going to show you what is available. If I came back to England, what help is available for me. And a spoiler alert, at the minute, nothing. I can't get nothing because my pension is too much. So I'm basically on too much money for the government benefits or anything else like that. So I'd get no help whatsoever. So we'll find out how much the cheapest houses are here. I'm going to do a video on if I was to live in a similar house where my house is, close to the sea. And again, another spoiler alert, just looking at it, that's probably all of my income just on the rent to live somewhere like that. So, but this is what we're going to do. I think sometimes people need to open their eyes and look a little bit further. The UK is nobody. Ask people, give me at least one good thing that's happened in the last 10 years, and nobody can give me a good thing that's happened in the last, because there's nothing good has happened in the last 10 years. And I think now Labour, okay, they talk the good game, but let's see what happens. Let's see if we are better off living here in England in the next 5 years or so. I think it's a long uphill, getting rid of, all the criminals who serve 40% of the times in prison to make room for more prisoners. They're going to build more prisons. All of this lot has to be paid for. So crime needs to have a deterrent, and at the minute there isn't a deterrent for crime. This is what I can see on the outside. So this for me is a very, very hard path to go down. And let's face it, they need to do something, that's for sure. But somebody said, Les backing for Parliament. I'd love to stand as an MP or something like that over here, because I've got the working class people in mind, not the hoity-toity wealthy people who don't give a toss about the working people. The working people need to be looked after because they are the engine of this economy, the working class people. All the wealthy people just take advantage of our hard work. Anyway, going down the political line, Scott Green lays out in England for at least 2 months, maybe a little bit longer, but at least 2 months. So I'm looking at mid-September, but a lot of it depends on my sister's well-being and how she is. She has to go to the hospital for a couple of operations, so let's see how she recovers from there. I'm a brother, and I'm being helpful and supportive and being with her, along with all the other family members as well. So yeah, she's had a bit of a rough time this past week or so, hospital appointments and that, and hospitals are never good, especially with the NHS. The hospital is just so full, crowded with people, unbelievable. Highlights beautiful day out and the factory for the kids. Yeah, Helmsley, beautiful. Helmsley, Pickering, Russup. That's where we're going to take the kids. Russup, when we when we get some nice sunny weather, down by the river in the boats. Beautiful coffee shop right next. That's where we're going to go. That's my plans anyway. Whether we actually get the nice weather, go down there, I don't know. But Whitby, Scarborough, Gisborough, Great Broughton to feed the ducks on the river as well with it. Suggett time. Thai Girl and Me, hi Les from Royette. Hello Royette, thanks very much for joining in. As you can see, we have a beautiful weather here. Grey clouds. I've got my jacket on because I'm freezing cold. It's 13 here at the minute, and it's been raining most of the morning, and it's sort of drizzly on and off now, but actually inside I'm like shaking. I'm freezing cold. Do I miss the Thailand heat? Yes, I do. But I've been here for 8 days, and 7 days out of the 8, it's rained every single day. Yeah, get back on the plane and come home. If only I could. If only I could, yeah. Yeah, if you arrive in a little lifeboat from France, they give you an iPhone, a pair of Reeboks, money, free healthcare, and a free hotel. No worries. I've done something wrong then, haven't I? I should have flown to France and jumped on a boat, and I would have got everything over here. Yeah, well, thankfully, I'm staying at my sister's house, so that's free anyway. And my sister's trying to feed me with custard slices, custard donuts, and stuff like that because we don't get them in Thailand. So I might undo all the hard work that I've done on the keto diet, and I might put a few pounds on. But at the end of the day, you know, she's my sister and she loves me to bits, and she wants to think she's going to take care of me. Forever, the kettle is always on. Cups of tea, cups of coffee, all day, every day. Yeah, but hopefully Stammer is going to stamp them. He's going to win everything. Can you see it? Nah, I can't either. Morning, Les. It's Steve here in working right now, but just wanted to say how long are you here for? Best wishes for life. Thanks very much. I'm over here for 2 months. Mid-September, I'm looking at returning back to Thailand. So like 8 weeks, 8 to 10 like that. But already I'm missing home. I'm missing I know it's rainy season in England now, and Ployd's been on the phone to us a couple of times. We've had some heavy rain, thunder and lightning, but it's still warm over there. Not children. Hope all goes well with his sister. So do I. You know, she's going to have some rough moments for sure in the next few weeks, but that's what I'm here for, being supportive, as all the family is towards her as well, helping her with hospitals and things like that, and just being supportive. But that's the guy I am. You know, she's my sister when all said and done. We've always been there for each other. Otherwise, I would never have returned back to England because, you know, it's just too cold, too expensive. My sister's been over to Thailand twice to see me, but both times she suffered with her legs swelling up, and the second time she had deep vein thrombosis, which wasn't very good for her, so she'll never ever come to Thailand. So that's the thing I can do. I can hop on a plane. I'm still okay. 12 hours, well, from door to door, from leaving my house in Thailand to getting here, 32 hours. A long journey, but I'm here now. So I'm here for 9-10 weeks or something like that. The bitch, are you taking the kids to Lundasian for the day? I'm happy to loan you a mortgage, great rates. No, I'm not. No, it'll just be local visits, local places. But again, it's just to go anywhere here, it's expensive. I've joined the conversation late, but has the dog been adopted yet? I don't know. I don't know whether he's been adopted yet or not. Michelle sent me a picture the other day, and so as of I've only been left for 8 days or so, something like that. But the dog is in a part of her cat sanctuary. She's got 71 cats in this area, and there's a dog who thinks he's a cat. And Buddy has joined the dog that thinks he's a cat, and Buddy is okay with that one dog, and he's living amongst the cats now. So in this woke world, he might want to identify as a cat now and not a dog. Who knows? But because he's a young dog now, and I said to Michelle while she's looking after him, I'll pay for all the vet bills and I'll give her a donation of 500 baht a month to look after him for food and things like that. And I said, I'll pay all the vet bills. So now, because he's a young puppy, his reproductive organs have dropped, if you like, and then he'd snipping off, and that's another 1,500 baht. So I said, I'll donate the 1,500 baht, so he will not produce any more soy dogs. So, it's not very nice to have his manhood taken away type of thing. But if it stops any more soy dogs, then that's good. But he's a fit and healthy dog. He's had all the vaccines, he's had all the treatments type of thing. So he's a healthy dog, and he's in a better place than he would be if he was left him back in my garden. Because Chloe goes back to her parents soon, so he'd have just been left there to starve to death, because he wasn't a soy dog, and he was bullied by the other dogs. So he would never ever gone out. He would have starved to death in our garden. And me, I'm an animal lover, and I couldn't see that. So I did what needed to be done, and I'm happy about it. And she sends me photographs once a week, and he seems a much happier dog now. You've seen on the video when I was giving him a sausage, he was literally starving to death. But now when she sent me some videos with him eating the food, and he eats just like a normal dog. He's not gulping it down. He knows it's not going to be taken away from him, and he gets fed twice a day, every day. So he's in a much, much, much happier place, even though he's living with his 71 cats. What is the electric cost in UK Redcar per kilowatt hour in baht? Oh, I don't know. My sister pays about £100 a month in gas and electricity, I believe. But the apartment that she lives in is a modern apartment. It's well insulated, and there's an apartment above and there's an apartment below her. So she's she's got apartments either side of her. So in reality, it's a warm box. And I've got to say, even in the winter time, although I was cold when I was staying here, it actually was. She doesn't put the heating on hardly any time at all. So electricity bills and gas bills here are very reasonable. And it's all taken care of. Any maintenance needs to be done. She gets the gas safety check and the electric checks done with the housing association that owns the houses. It's beautiful. I could live here myself if I wanted to live in England. But the waiting list to get into these apartments, are miles long. They are such beautiful apartments. And again, we have the Asda just over the road, and little shopping, Rosebery Square shopping centres. And there's like pizza shops, fish and chip shops, a bookies, a frozen food, and there's a KFC just around. So food-wise, we've got everything here. You just walk over the road. It's convenient as anything else. It's very, very good. It's on the main bus route. So you basically step outside the building. I get into 63, which goes into Redcar or Middlesbrough, basically on your doorstep. So she's got a very, very nice apartment in a great location here. And the electricity, 100 quid a month. I can beat that, though, because my electricity bill is never, ever over £18 a month. I've never paid more than £18 whilst I've been living there in Thailand, my electricity bill. If you were to identify as an immigrant, would that change your budget plan to the better? I don't know. I just seem to think that, some of the foreigners that are coming over here take advantage of our generosity and take everything. But let's face it, if somebody was going to give, you have nothing, and somebody was going to give you all of this, well, you'd take it with open arms, wouldn't you? So I've got nothing against the people looking for a better life, because that's what I've done. I've moved to Thailand where I have to obey the laws. If I make any mistakes whatsoever, they've got my name, address, where I'm living, when I arrive, when I'm due to go. They've got all that documented evidence. And if I didn't have a passport, I ain't going to get into Thailand. They will chuck me out at the drop of a hat if I do something wrong. But England, if you arrive with no passports or nothing, well, then you just get put up and, you know, go on, I'll have a coffee then, Kath, please. So then you get everything provided for you. How wrong is that? And the taxpayers pay for it. The Thailand government give me nothing. I have to pay to live in Thailand. I have to have a visa, which is not expensive, 2,000 baht a year, like 50 quid, less than £50 a year, and I can live there legally. I can't work there, but not that I want to work because I'm retired. So looking at other countries, I mean, some countries have got it far better cracked than what we have. And we're sort of the sixth richest country in the world. Walking down Redcar the other day on the seafront, there's a couple of places where people can sit and admire the sea view. There was people sleeping rough in there, in sleeping bags, and he had all these worldly possessions there. I think how sad in the sixth richest country in the world, where you know, homeless people, and yet the people that come across on a rubber boat have given nothing into this country can be housed in a 3-4 star hotel for a number of years whilst the process is going. And then if they've been denied access into the UK, then they'll just do a runner and slip into the black economy. I could talk all day about that because I've seen it firsthand. Sorry to hear your sister isn't very well, Les, but hope she makes a good recovery soon. Well, thank you very much for them wishes, best wishes. Well, so do I. I'm here being supportive and you know, as all the family is. And, you know, I'm sure the medical care she's going to get is the best in the world. Now she's on that list, and now she's progressed up to that list where now she can get treatment. But again, we were sat at the hospital the other day, and there's ambulances waiting to get into the ambulance bay. So there was such a backlog of people being admitted into, you know, emergency. And car parking, you have to park in the hospital, and it's something like £2 an hour to park there. And there was literally no car parking spaces, so they parked on the grass verges or wherever, where they think they could park. No stickers, £25 stickers for parking on the grass verges and things like that. But the car parks were full. We took maybe 20 minutes trying to find a parking space. It was only because somebody was pulling out that we pulled in. So that's in James Cook Hospital. It's a very, very big hospital, I've got to say. But charging for parking at the hospital, it's just... But that's from saying, even parking in Redcar, £1.80 for the first hour, then £2.20 an hour after that. Free parking on a bank holiday and a Sunday, but then the whole place is just full. The high street is decimated. The amount of big shops that have closed down, they're spending £10 million on regenerating Redcar by building another shop, which for my thinking, the two shops that were already there, they could have spent a lot less money and done the same things. But somebody's got £10 million to do this. But there's some big shops, big names that have closed down in Redcar. We need to draw people to Redcar. We need a big Wet and Wild or something like that, where it brings people into Redcar. You know, they're on about building a big hotel. Well, half the guest houses and hotels here are empty anyway, so why build a big hotel? Yeah. Anyway, as I said, the regeneration of Redcar is a nice place, but it needs a lot of money spending on it to attract people to come to Redcar in the first place. Yeah, I mean, my nephew Nathan I've done a video about him, that he was attacked by a number of people in Redcar, and there's still scumbags around Redcar also. You know, the chav uniform, the Adidas tracksuit bottoms tucked into your socks, wearing, you know, trainers type of thing. For anybody here, if you're vulnerable people in Redcar still get attacked. So it's just crazy living here. You know, up and down here, this is the Rosebery Road, and we still have people on motorbikes doing wheelies and, you know, balaclavas and something like that, and people, the race boys who want to race and scoot around the car park doing donuts. You know, it's the crime here in Redcar isn't as bad as it is in many other places in England, but there is a strong element of crime also here. Yeah, Middlesbrough. Mills was really bad. I'm going to do a video around Middlesbrough. Scott Green, Les, the world has changed. Yeah, the world has changed. I think us older people that grew up in the 60s, born in the 60s, have sort of had it good, as though we all complained about it and we had it bad in them days. I think even though it's bad in them days, it's good because we had a lot more freedom then than what we have now. And when it comes around to it, mobile phones and like bullying at school. I mean, just take bullying at school. I was bullied at school, and the teachers just told me to grow up. So I absolutely smacked this lad that was bullying me, and that was it. It was over and done with. I got hauled in front of the headmaster, got told off for beating this lad up that had been bullying me for weeks. But bullying now at school with the kids, my niece is only 5-year-old, is getting bullied already at 5-year-old, getting bullied at school. And then the bullying continues with the phones and things like that. So it can be never ending, trolling type thing, people on the Instagram and stuff like that. At least in our days, when we were growing up, you sorted out at school, over and done with, finished. It doesn't go on and on and on with the internet and stuff like that. So although we live in a modern age and technology is fantastic, I think it's probably made the whole world a worse place because, it's just crazy. Anyway, my nieces, when I come back, they bought me this cup. It's not my Retired and Living the Dream cup anymore. It's my top uncle. They got this for my birthday when I come back. So my sister just made me a cup of coffee. I don't know whether you can see the steam coming off that. And of course, all these flowers here, they're all fake. They're all plastic. Same with the tree. The plastic tree over there, that's fake. The only real basket of flowers is that one there. An hour and 12 minutes and 49 people still in the house and 23 thumbs up. Any chance of any more thumbs up if you're enjoying the content? That helps the YouTube algorithm grow up type of thing, and it makes everything chickadee-boo, and it sends my videos out to other people. Every YouTuber asks for this, so thank you very much. If you want to give a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And again, anybody got any questions, ask any questions, and I'll answer any of the questions that you've got. Good how they just park anywhere in Thailand and leave the handbrake off, double park to come up. Yeah. Again, in Thailand, no matter what Icon Siam, which is the biggest, best shopping mall in the whole of Thailand in Bangkok, free parking for 4 hours. Our shopping mall around the corner not around the corner, like 40 minutes from where we live, free parking, for like 4 or 5 hours. And the amount of people that double park in Rayong is crazy. A traffic warden's delight because the amount of tickets you could slap on people's cars, and people just take it like, oh yeah, okay, that's just the way it is. Free parking on the seafront, free parking everywhere, free parking in the town centres, if you can get parked, that is. This parking charge is decimated the high streets because Teesside Park, you can go there and it's free parking at Teesside. It's got, again, all the shops in there, but it drives people away from the high street. Why would you want to pay, £1.80 for an hour? And then if you're 10 or 15 minutes over, a traffic warden will stick a £50 or £60 fine on your car because you're 10 or 15 minutes late. It's just crazy. It's just greed. That's what's happening in this country, greed. Everybody wants their money. Yeah, but parking in London is a major nightmare for many drivers. I know, because I used to be an electrician here in the UK as well. I follow a couple of electricians, sad, isn't it, watching the electricians on YouTube, but it's good to see because I keep up with technology and stuff like that. And I'll wait this lorry goes by. Oh, fire engine. I'm ready to fight. I probably wouldn't know anybody that's working at the fire station anymore. But anyway, technology now. Like there was this London electrician. Before he puts a quote in, he'll already add £150 on per day on top of whatever he's going to do for parking and fines. Because he said 9 times out of 10, he's not going to fine every day or parking fine every day. And he said, or if I have to park the van somewhere, he said it's exorbitant prices that he has to pay. So that's what he puts on his prices for every job he's going to do, £150 just to take care of his parking fines and his parking needs. It's just crazy. I remember doing one job in Middlesbrough, and it was like residents parking only outside this very dodgy area. And I said to the traffic warden, I said, listen, can I park my van here? Because I'm in a very, very high crime area. My van's full of tools. I want to be able to see my van outside this house I'm working at. He said, no, you can't park there, son. You haven't got a residence permit. I said, yeah, but I've got this permit to give me access to the property so I can go work. No, you haven't got a residence permit, so you can't park. You can't park your van there. I had to park my van a mile away in a local car park and walk back to the job, so I knew my van was safe. How crazy that is, isn't it? You know, you can't even park outside the property that you're working at unless you've got a parking permit. What do traders do? And it's even worse in London. It's just crazy, this country, really is. Bill Simpson, good day, ladies. Good day, Bill. As I say, over here it is cold, freezing cold, because I've got my jacket on and I'm still feeling cold now. Even the VIPs parking, if you have a store card, wife's brother has one. Yep, again, VIPs parking. You can even, in most places in Thailand, there's car washing services, so you can go and get your car washed and valeted for like 300 baht, £7. So you just park it there, you go shopping 2 or 3 hours, you come back and all the car's nice and shiny and clean for £7. Anybody live in Ban Sireh, Thailand? I just did a video about a guy who's selling his resort in Ban Sireh. He wants 30 million baht for it, but that's done the video on. I've never actually been to Ban Sireh, but a friend of mine was introduced me to him, and he asked me whether I'd put his business for sale, which is a resort, I think four houses with 3 swimming pools in Ban Sireh, and everybody said it's very, very nice in Ban Sireh. Morning, Les. In Karat afternoon. Was reading during the week that pay per mile in the UK is on the horizon. Yeah, that's the ULEZ charge from London, and Stammer wouldn't say no. It's not going to be rolled out. So basically, what they're looking for is you pay per mile for driving. Even in London now, they're about charging electric vehicles. So if you drive around in an electric car in London, you're going to have to pay, a London charge. So how corrupt is that? Wanting people to go green, buy diesel cars, and then they tax them, and then they buy electric cars and they're taxing them. So it's all money, isn't it? However they can fleece the motorists, because if you need to get from A to B, you've got to drive there, because public transport isn't the greatest in the world here. And then they're fleecing you again for money. Yeah, the UK has 100% gone downhill, but how did they recover? How can you recover this country? What would make this country great again? Like the expression Great Britain, what would make it great again? How can they do it? Without taxing the living daylights out of everybody. Scott Green, All Blacks beat England 24-7. Yeah, but that's the All Blacks. That's not a good result for England now. That's a bad result. Just told my father my plans to move to Thailand early next year. Got nothing but judgment and said I was being rash when I explained why I wanted to leave the US. Now again, I've been called a traitor. I've been called some really bad words for leaving England. But when all said and done, We all want a nice lifestyle. We all want a nice retirement. And if there's a better place to have it, then you're going to go to that better place, aren't you? And let's put the boot on the other foot. All the people that are coming across here on the rubber boats, why are they coming to England? Because it's a better location, it's a better place, and the better chances than where they are. So can you actually blame them for doing that? No, you can't. But why should I have to stay and fight? I'm a single guy. How can I fight the system when the whole of England and the government know none of us like what's going on, but the government are doing nothing about it? And as I say, there's the big march, isn't there, on the 27th of July in London about, regaining our foothold again in our country. It's our country. That's going to kick off a little bit, I think. But when all's said and done, we need people like that to be able to voice the country's opinions, because the government are just not listening to it. I've moved to a better place where I get value for money, and I'm happy with that response. I haven't turned me back on England. I actually still pay taxes on my income to England, so they're still getting taxes off me, but they're not giving me any services for it. Do what you want to do when all's said and done, irrespective of what anybody says. It's your life at the end of the day. You make the choices. You live with it or you don't live with it. And when all's said and done, it's your life, it's your choice. So you make the decisions. He may not like you moving to Thailand, but when all's said and done, it's your choice, isn't it? And I made the right choice to leave England 14 years ago. So yeah, 14 years I've been out of England. I left when I was 50-year-old. I retired at 50, traveled the world for 2 years, and then ended up living in Thailand. Because now that there's a Labour government, yeah, he's got free range to do what he likes. Well, he can, and he's going to be in government for 10 years or something, isn't it? So the pundits are saying. So he can do whatever he wants. He can tax us wherever he wants. And now he's already saying, everything's in a worse state than what we thought. The prisons are in a worse state. This is in a worse state. We've been given this. So now his next thing, well, to get things back again, we're going to have to tax you. We're going to have to take money off you to get things better. That's why I'm out of it. And as I said, it's sad to see, but how we can fix it, I don't know. UK is 100% downhill in its ditch. Yeah, as I said, it's difficult to think of a way out of it. There's nobody come up with a really good solution, really, is there yet? There isn't anybody. That on the new, too many other coaches who don't have the same standards. They wanted to come here and take what is taken thousands of years to build. Yeah, exactly. And they want to impose their laws and their way of living onto the people that actually that's hosted them and give them all of this coming back. Yeah, the government cares about money. Yeah, it cares about money, and they're all there. The ministers' snouts are in the trough. I was called selfish when I told my sisters I was going to Thailand for a better life. Yeah, I was told that as well. I was told I was selfish, and this is when my kids talked to me, and people said to me, "You've been selfish, moving all the way to Thailand, halfway around the world. What if your daughters need? What if your daughters need you? What if they need some help?" I said, "Well, no matter where you live in the world, you're only 24 hours away from coming back to the UK. No matter where you live in the world, 24 hours. If you need to get back. If I lived in London or Cornwall, that's Southampton, as I did, that's 7 hours away. So it's still 7 hours. So my answer to that is that, okay, I need to live in England. So for the one phone call or the one bit of help my daughters wanted on the telephone, Dad, I need some help, I need this, I need that. So I have to live my life, so I'm always on call for them. What about my life? What about what Les wants? I've had my life. I've worked all my life. I've got what I've got. I want to go and enjoy my life. I don't want to be on the beck and call of anybody, friends, family, or whatever. I can be there if needed, anywhere in the world. So you only have one life, in my opinion. You only have one life, so you have to live it as you want to live it, whether people like it or whether they don't. It's up to you. It's your choice when all's said and done. For 30 years, I was in the fire brigade, seen so much death and tragedy with other people, is that you live. I've got a funny outlook on life. You do exactly what you want to do because there's no second chance of it. You know, so many people within a minute, seconds, their life is ended, is gone. So you never know when that time is up. So do what you want to do when you can, for as long as you can. So that's my little soapbox moment, was that I've got a very, very positive outlook on life. I can't tolerate negative people. I'll listen to them. I'll listen to anybody and I'll give suggestions and things like that. But some people's negativity, the glass is always half empty. Woe is me. And I've had so woe is me over my lifestyle, you know, divorced 3 times, bankruptcy, losing houses, losing properties. I'm still a nice guy. I've still got no bad feelings to anybody. My ex-wives, just let them live a happy life. Why do you need to have this aggression inside your head? It doesn't do you any good. Just walk away from it. You can't do nothing about the past, but you can do plenty of stuff for the future. So you've got to live your life, do exactly what you want to do, have a positive outlook and a positive attitude, and you'll get there. But have a negative attitude and you won't, because negativity breeds negativity. Yep, selfish, and I've abandoned the family. Well, I mean, family can still come back to anything, you know. I mean, my 2 girls don't speak to me, you know. Sadly, my eldest daughter's 31 now. My youngest is 29. And many people said, "Oh, give them time, Les. Give them time, Les. They'll come back." And here I am now. We've never sort of spoke to each other for the past 8 years, 9 years. So they're strangers now. They've got their own lives to lead. I can't do nothing about it. They chose to abandon me, if you like. I've tried to get back into their lives. Wouldn't have it. Okay, get on with it. And is it sad? Yes, it's sad. But when all's said and done, your life, make yourself happy. You can do whatever you want to do in life. You just need to plan for it and go ahead and do it. They say blood is family. I disagree. Action is family. Yeah, again, go for it. You know, your life. And one day they might come back around. And if they don't come back around, well, then you don't need people like that. I've got good words for everybody. No matter what you do, if you can make a difference in other people's lives, give joy to other people, go and do it. But if you're a bad person, you're always going to be a bad person. You're always going to create misery, and you're always going to create heartache. But good people attract good people, bad people attract bad people. Right. No good working for 40 odd years and then pandering to what other people want when you retire. Absolutely, 100%, Martin. I couldn't agree even more. Got to love Thailand. Hello, Dave. Hello, Dave from Thailand. Look, I'm in England. This is summer. This is our summer here. Height of summer, July. I've been here for 8 days and we've had 1 day of sunshine. The weather forecast for the next week is more rain and cloud. It is 13 today. I'm freezing. I'm absolutely like shivering. I'm sat in the veranda because this is the lightest part of the house. If we sit inside the house, even with the lights on, it was too dark. So I've decided to sit outside here with a jacket on and I'm cold. Agree. If I didn't call some family members, never speak to them at all. Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's always one-sided with your family, isn't it? Yeah, you're right, Les. You have to look after yourself. You're the number one when all's said and done. There comes a point after many years you need to start thinking about yourself. 100% agree with that. You should see me soon, Les. Oh, my goodness, Nathan, that means you're coming down here. Oh, he's here. I can hear him. That's my nephew. He's still watching me on his mobile phone. That's the young lad with autism who got beaten up here in Redcar, and he's holding an event in Redcar for autism dogs for autism. He's tried very, very hard, but it's very, very difficult for anybody to do it. But somebody with autistic needs, it's even more difficult. So I take my hat off to him, and I'm going to help him as much as I can for this event in August. Okay, right. I can't figure out how to make money while you'll work until you die. Yeah, again, I've done this. I've done a couple of videos on about this. Make a six-figure number, online and stuff like that. I've done a few videos on that, and I'm still sort of in that ball game type of thing. But in reality, the people who say you can make, they've got the golden goose, but they'll never ever tell you how it works, how to do it. They'll give you, if you do this, it'll work. If you do that, it'll work. Well, I've bought some of them plans and some of them ideas, and believe you me, it doesn't work. There's nothing easy. There's nothing easy. I mean, even on my channel, I've done a few things. I've got a second YouTube channel, which is a faceless YouTube channel, and that's growing ever so slowly. That's been 8 months now, and I've got 20 subscribers. So is that working? No, it isn't. But apparently I can make thousands of dollars by doing this, what I'm doing, the faceless YouTube channel. And all will be revealed because I'm doing a year's program with it. I've opened up an Etsy shop. So I've got an Etsy shop and I'm selling online products with that. Is that doing well? No, it isn't. I'm selling ebooks on my YouTube. I'm actually getting more traction from selling the ebooks on my, because I put it in my description. And I did do keto, and I sell keto books. Only $3, so that's the price of a cup of coffee. So selling keto, if you want to have a look at the keto books, I lost 23 kilos in total on the keto books. The Keto Diet. So the keto for me is a good way. I lost a stone before I come back to the UK because I knew my sister feeding me custard slices and custard donuts and cakes and pastries because she's my sister and she thinks I need feeding up on these things. So I lost a stone before I come here. But do I think I'm going to put weight on here? Yes, I do. So the keto for me is an easy diet. So have a look at the keto books on my description below. There's links to it. And they're only $3 each. So for those people that are a little bit overweight, have a look at the Keto Diet. So I've done stuff like that. But in reality, I haven't made a lot of money. So for those people who tell you can make money online, it's very, very difficult to do. And so in Thailand, it's a cheap place to live for sure, but you do need an income. You do need an income. Otherwise, you will struggle to live in Thailand. Now, I've done videos where you can live on like £800 a month. And that's doable in Thailand, £800 a month. You won't live a fantastic lifestyle. But for me, I think I could survive better in Thailand on £800 a month than I could survive here in England. You have better weather, you have better social life. You certainly have more happy, friendlier people than you have over here. But that's in my opinion. And anybody that wishes to talk to me over that, I'll sit and talk to people all day about it and how you can do it. And I can point you in the right direction. So that's the way it can go. So it's easy enough to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm not the cleverest person in the world, but I can have solutions to problems because that's what I'm good at. I'm good at solving problems. For 30 years in the fire brigade, solutions, and especially when I was a gaffer, no matter what you went to, this is the equipment, this is what you got to do. And I've just brought that over to my life feeling as well. So I can sort majority of problems out. There's always a way. There's always a solution to any problem. I totally agree. If you can't figure out how to make money, well, we've done that one. Les, you speak the truth. Good on you. Thanks very much. A new guy, 270 kilo weight. That's a lot of weight, 270 kilos. Again, I lost 23 kilos. And I mean, I've always yo-yoed them. I'm one of them yo-yo dieters type of thing. And people say you should exercise. I hate exercising. I've never exercised. But I like my food as well. So my lifestyle is going up and going down. But since I found the keto diet, I can lose weight very, very quickly, because then eventually you only need to eat one meal a day. So I might go on the keto for 3 or 4 months, and for the 8 months, it'll take that 8 months to get back up to my trigger point. I always have a trigger point, 105 kilos. I like staying around 100 kilos. So once I get to 105 kilos, I'll do something about it. Because 105, to lose 5 kilos is a lot easier than trying to lose 18 to 20 kilos. So that's my trigger point. So I go up and down like that all the time. And but I like my food. You know, people say you are what you eat. I like my cakes. I like my sweet stuff. I like my chocolate, stuff like that. So yes, I am what I eat. But when all's said and done, I've always eaten like that. You know, I'm 64-year-old, so I'm never ever going to change. I don't like exercising, and I'll never do exercise. I'll never find it interesting, you know. But anyway, so that's my penance. But I found that the keto diet, it's a good and easy diet to stick to. And I enjoy it when I'm on it, because then I eat different types of foods. But I also like eating the custard slices and custard donuts when I'm back in the UK. This weather is ridiculous, Les. Freezing. I refuse to put the heating on in July. I know exactly. There was another subscriber talking to me the other day, and he's put the heating on in July. And look, I couldn't sit here without. I've got to be retired and living the dream logo on type thing. I was going to sit in the t-shirt, but I can't. It's too cold. I've got my jacket on, and I can still feel it's chilly. So my sister made me a cup of coffee, but that's gone. It didn't take long for that to cool down. So anyway, anybody got any other questions? Anybody got any questions that you want to ask? Again, for those people that might have just joined a little bit late, I'm in Redcar, northeast England. So anybody that wants to meet up and talk about anything and everything about Thailand, getting there, visas, retirement visas, workarounds, for those people that are interested in assisted living or retirement homes, also, I can talk all day about that, because I've met the owner of Sunshine International retirement homes in Hua Hin in Thailand. He's also opening up another one in Chiang Mai, and he's also opening up another one in Pattaya. Andrew is the kiddie with regard to looking after people in retirement and, you know, nursing care. They have 24 hours a day 24-hour a day nurse care. So in reality, you've got medical care there all the time. So it works. And he's got the answer to it, you know, and he's set up a massive, massive company doing that. And as far as his care and attention and to details, it's second to none. So for there, it's sort of 80,000 baht a month, you can get dementia care and full-time care. Where here, you'd pay £1,000 a week for that. 80,000 baht is £2,000 a month. £2,000-ish a month, live in a beautiful location, swimming pool, 24-hour nurse care. So anybody who wants to talk about that as well, come and have a cup of coffee with me down at Wetherspoons in Redcar, and I'll tell you the options of what you can do, and I'll give you the details that who you need to contact. In your retirement days, you don't need to sit in a drab conditions like this, because in my mind, from October till April or May time, you're stuck indoors all the time because it's too cold. Why not go and live in a beautiful country with beautiful people with better care than you can get over here for a fraction of the cost it cost over here? Anyway, that's my little soapbox moment again. I've had 2 of them today, 2 soapbox moments, haven't I? Yeah, so the weather is ridiculous. Which city would be best to retire in Thailand? Thank you. Oh, well, there's some. I've traveled all over Thailand, and there are many different places where you can retire. Basically, what I would suggest you go and do is go and live a month in each part of the Thailand that you think that fancy you. Do your research. But there are many places. Now, for me, I chose Rayong because it isn't on the tourist location, but it's very close to the tourist locations. So therefore, it's much cheaper to stay there. You know, you're not paying tourist prices, so the accommodation is cheaper, the rental is cheaper, to buy a house is cheaper, your food is cheaper. So I'm 3 hours away from Bangkok, an hour and a half away from Pattaya, 3 hours away from Koh Chang. Koh Samui is one of the most beautiful islands in Thailand, and it's got one of the top 10 whitest beaches in the world, and that's 30 minutes away from where I live. So that's what I'm saying. For me, I have the best of both worlds. Phuket at the minute, I wouldn't want to live in Phuket. It's full of Russians. Not that I've got anything against Russians, but they're causing their own little problems down there. House prices have quadrupled, rental have quadrupled. So why would you want to pay 4 times more than what you were paying 5 years ago to live in Phuket, when there's many, many other places to live? Chiang Mai, Pai, Chiang Rai suffer in the burning season months because the air quality isn't very good. So you need to, my mind, need to sample, go and live in various areas around Thailand, and then find the place where you want to hang your hammock and go and live there. So I hope that's explained it a little bit, what you can do. How far is your nearest pub? Perhaps they have a heater on. Asda, over the road, has the heater on. This is what I walked from my house, so from my sister's house to Asda in the wintertime to get warm. Nathan can say that the pizzas was good at Wetherspoons. Oh, that's good. £10 a pizza though, Nathan. I'm sure that was expensive. But they do also good value breakfast and all-day coffees for £1.59 for as many refills as you want. Wetherspoons, no matter where you are in the UK, is great value for money. Hi, let's ask you, remember you said you were able to rid your arthritis at Dr. UK. I'm suffering from arthritis as late. Been attending the physio. What treatment did you take for £1,000? Thanks. Okay. Now, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis 11 years ago. 11 years ago, and the pain on my wrist was horrendous. And I went to see the doctors in Thailand, rheumatoid arthritis specialist, and he gave me some tablets, and it didn't work. So I went to see at the hospital, and he gave me some other tablets. Now, I always Google what the tablets are and what the side effects, because there's always side effects to any medicines. And the medicine that they give me, which still didn't take the pain away, affected your liver and your kidneys. So every month, you have to get examinations done, of your liver and your kidneys, which again means going back to the hospital and more money. So I decided to come back to the UK to go and see my doctor. And I came into my doctor and he said, oh, it's going to be 3 months before you see a specialist. And I said, the pain is horrendous. I need something for the pain. He said, oh, just paracetamol and ibuprofen, which didn't work, obviously. So I went to see a private doctor. 24 hours later, I was in front of a private doctor. It cost me £1,000 to see this doctor. And he looked at it and he did the MRI scan of my wrists. And he said, yes, definitely. No, thanks, Kath. He said, you've definitely got rheumatoid arthritis. And he said, we can give you an injection and it'll be clear within 24 hours. So he injected into the bones or into the, which was very, very, very painful. Now, the injection was Kenalog. It was called Kenalog. And he said, you'll have to, he said, the maximum you can have with these is 4 times every year. Then once you've got over the 4, you need it 4 times a year. Then he said, you'll have to go and do a stronger medication. He said, tablet form. But this injection, he said, within 24 hours, it would be gone. And I've got to say, that was 11 years ago. And up until this day, it comes back every now and then, little aches and pains, but not to the same extent it did. So I'm in remission with rheumatoid arthritis. And but boy, did that injection hurt. But it cured it within 24 hours. And I've never had to have a Kenalog injection ever again. I've never taken any medication for it whatsoever. And again, this was 11 years ago. So the treatment must have come on far more advanced now than it was 11 years ago. So I know what you're going through with the pain for rheumatoid arthritis, because I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy, because it hurts. So maybe he's going to see a private doctor and go and get some advice from him. But that was the injection. It might not work for everybody, but Kenalog was the prescription that he gave me, and he only ever had 1 injection. But the arthritis is still there, because some days it aches, if you like. So it's I'm in remission at the minute, but it's not totally gone away. Frank Travels, nowhere better than the UK. Yeah, go for that one. 80,000 baht a month for full healthcare. That's like just short of £2,000 a month for full healthcare. Yes, that's very with accommodation and meals associated as well, and 24-hour nurse care. It's beautiful. I've been down to the place. You know, I should be one of his representatives because there's a few people I've actually bought from him because I've suggested to them. It's a fantastic location. It's really, really good. Do the cheaper places have good healthcare facilities? Now, I'm a strong advocate of I talk about the public health system, the public health hospitals. They are much cheaper to get compared to the Bangkok hospital, because when all's said and done, to go and get treatment at the Bangkok hospital is very, very expensive to a public hospital. Now in Thailand, the doctors that work at the best hospitals have to do so many hours a month at the public hospital. So in reality, you might even get seen by the private doctor in the public hospital that you would have paid 4, 5, 6 times more than what you would have paid in the public hospital. So give public hospitals, you know, they're not the best, you know, it's like comparative to our National Health Service, I would have thought. But even my friend who's been to a public hospital 2 or 3 times, you get seen within the hour or 2 hours within the public hospitals here. They're never overrun like they are in the UK. But you still have to pay, but it's much cheaper in a public hospital than it is in a private hospital. So go public first, and if they can't deal with it, they'll send you to the most expensive hospital anyway. Public hospitals and the clinics, they also have walk-in clinics. They're good value for money as well. Hi Anthony, live in Thailand. Heat is good for arthritis. Yeah, that's what they say. And again, you know, that's what happens. You know, they say the warm does your arthritis good, but there's osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and they say heat is the helps with all your arthritis. It just makes you feel better. It's that feel good factor, the blue skies and the sunshine, that helps as well. Morning, Les. Will you go out to watch the match later? No, I'm not going to go out to watch the match. I'm going to watch it at home. If my sister doesn't allow me to put it on the TV, then I'll watch it on my iPad. But I shall be watching it at home, yeah. I'll have my bottle of wine and I'll celebrate myself. I'm not really a big football fan, but let's hope that we do get, you know, it's coming home. We need some good news, don't we? I wish they had a cure to remove people from autism spectrum. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, Nathan, but they'll never have a cure for that, sadly. But there's much help out there if you go and look for it. Hi, Les, do you know how much it would cost to hire a carer in the UK? What about one for 24 hours? Thank you so much. Oh, a carer in the UK, wow. Whew. Well, what I can say, I know how much it costs for 24 hours a day care in Thailand, and that is £400, £400 to £500 a month, and you can have a living carer per month, £400 or £500. You'd probably have to pay that per week here. So it's much, much more expensive, a 24-hour living carer here. But if you need that type of care over here in the UK, there are benefits and there are charities and systems put in place for that. But if you're a wealthy person where you don't qualify for benefit, then you've got to pay for it. And if you have to pay for it, you're talking to probably £20,000 to £30,000 a year, which is very, very, very expensive. Again, healthcare and care in Thailand is reasonably priced. You can get somebody for 16 hours a day in this care home for £300 a month. 16 hours. I mean, let's face it, you're asleep 8 hours a day, so you don't need somebody 24 hours a day. So if you only need anybody for 16 hours, £350 a month. Very, very cheap. And the qualified people as well. I'll do more research, but I thought I'd ask you, as I said, you know, it's expensive. Anything to do with healthcare over here in England is very expensive. Rugby league rules go mighty Bulldogs. Yeah, carers aren't cheap. We live in South Australia, but every time we go to Queensland, where it's tropical, joint pain goes away almost instantly. Yeah, I mean, it does. Warm weather, it does. It just makes you feel better, doesn't it? You know, that's the thing in England. From October till March, April, May time, it's just cold and cloudy days. And in the wintertime, when I was here, we had more sunny days when I was here for the winter. And I don't mind it being cold because you just put a jumper on or a jacket on. But then blue skies and the sunshine makes all the difference. But this old weather, it's horrible. Nathan Smitty, but old age does get to us all, says a 32-year-old young man. Will you get old, Nathan? When you get old, you'll know you're old. Thank you for that advice on arthritis. Mine is in the left knee, and I'm currently going through my private healthcare insurance, which asked my doctor on that needle injection. Yeah, Kenalog. That's what it was, 100% Kenalog. It was a steroid or something like that, but it worked. And it did what he said he was going to do. In 24 hours, I had no pain whatsoever. And thankfully, 11 years later, it's never, ever, ever come back to that stage. So was it arthritis or was it something else? Nobody's been able to explain to me what else it could have been. But the doctor, and he was a rheumatoid arthritis specialist, and that's what he said. They did the blood test to get whatever it tells you on the blood test. And as I say, when he gave me that injection into the joints, stopped. Best £1,000 I've ever spent in my life on a doctor. Have you ever considered other countries to retire other than Thailand, other Asian countries? Yeah, I looked at Vietnam, I looked at Cambodia, I looked at Laos, and I looked at Thailand. And in Vietnam, they don't have a retirement visa. And when that situation came where everybody had full of colds and flu, Vietnam sent everybody out of the country. So it made life very, very difficult for people in Vietnam. There's no retirement visa, so you can't live there full time because at a whim, Vietnam can just say go. Cambodia is much easier for visas type thing. You can live there a long time. You can own property over there. You can run a business over there. But the infrastructure and everything else isn't the same as it is in Thailand. And although I've never been to Cambodia, everybody that I've spoke to who had the choice of Cambodia or Thailand has always chosen Thailand. The Philippines, the infrastructure in the Philippines isn't as good as it is in Thailand. Crime is much more prevalent in the Philippines as it is in Thailand. I mean, when you have armed guards outside of a 7-Eleven store, it doesn't instill confidence in the crime rate in the Philippines. Again, I've not been to the Philippines, so I can't judge. But in my 2 years traveling around the world, I went to many different countries. India, I looked at India. I'd like to have lived in India. I went to Goa, but it's just so filthy and dirty and polluted. And I think that would just get to you in the end. So although I've looked at other countries, I can't say I've lived in these countries for a long term, say 6 months, to get the feel of the place. But Thailand, it just suited my needs, if you want. And I'm more than happy to live there, and I suggest other people to live there as well. Is it perfect? No, it isn't, but there's nowhere perfect in the world, is there? Many people complain about the heat and the humidity, which is very high in the summer. But if you can get over that, you're acclimatized to it. Again, we don't have the air conditioning on in the bedroom. Some people cannot live without air conditioning. We just have 2 fans. But I've got used to that. But there are some people I know that live 24 hours a day with the air conditioning on. And that's no place. If you have to live with the air conditioning on 24 hours a day, Thailand isn't the place for you to live. But as far as safety, beauty, and nice people, Thailand knocks the spots off places. That's okay, Lou. Stay safe. Okay. What was in Thailand? My just about plan to return to Thailand in retirement near future. Yeah, hopefully your retirement to Thailand will get rid of your arthritis. Did you try Indonesia? Yes, I did. I went to Bali, and there was a one time. I mean, I went to Bali for my honeymoon. We went to once we got married, me and Ply, we went to Bali for a month because we could. And after 3 weeks, we left Bali and we came back home. I just got offered drugs all the time in Bali. Every time we walked into a shop, they wouldn't let you out. They're trying to push you back in. Just horrible people. Smiling at you, trying to get you into their shop, and then, although I couldn't understand what they're saying, it didn't sound very good and very nice and pleasant when you're walking past. So again, just beautiful as it is, Bali, I just didn't like it. And as I say, me and the wife came back home after 3 weeks, compared to, we thought Thailand was much nicer and happier place and less stressful. Bali was a horrible place to live when we were there for 3 weeks. Malaysia, I've been to Malaysia. I like Malaysia, but the criteria for living in Malaysia is higher than it is in Thailand. And again, a Muslim country, and as clean and as cheap as it was, Thailand for me still tops Malaysia. Quick look at self-funding is £1,160 per week. Residential care and nursing care homes are £1,410 per week. Wow. So that's 1,300 over 5, nearly £6,000 a month then. Woo-hoo-hoo. Compared to £2,000. I'm going to do a video. I've said to some people how you can fund getting a retirement home in Thailand. So if you're that way inclined, you can get a retirement home in Thailand, and it'll self-fund itself for your family, because it's cheaper for your family to pay for this home than pay for the nursing costs. But I'm going to do another video about that. I know I've said I'm going to do it, but I think there's enough interest there now for me to show people how you can do this, live this lifestyle in your golden years, and it, rather than giving all your money back to the like, if you have a £250,000 house, you can. Whereas if you had to pay for nursing care, all that money had be gone down the drain until you got to £23,500. Now there is a workaround with this where you can do it. It means moving to Thailand for a little bit, but it is possible. But again, I'll do another video on that. There's always a workaround. There's always a solution to some problems. And I would sooner want to give my family the £250,000 house than give it to the government for taking care of me in my golden years because I need some health care and in a nursing home. It's crazy. You work all your life to build up with this thing, and it's taken off you by the government. Did you bring fittings to install hose to your toilet in the UK? No. We will be bum gunless if they get back to the old ways. Malaysia used to have a really good visa, but the recent years it has become prohibitive in terms of investment you must make. Yeah, again, that's why Thailand knocks the spots off it. But Thailand, if they're taxing all of the people who are coming over there, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. So let's hope that the bean counters for the tax people change their mind and just say all retirees won't have to pay tax if you're on a retirement income, which a majority of expats are. But I agree, they're looking for money, so tax the rich people again who are evading the tax, and that's the people they wanted to catch in the first place, is the tax evaders, not us retirees. This is one of the best streams you've done for a long time, maybe because I'm just watching you back in the lands of sadness. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm literally shaking now inside because I'm cold. So I'm going to finish this shortly. We've been doing it for 2 hours. I mean, my longest stream was almost 4 hours, but I'm feeling the cold now. Golden years is more of a fantasy. Yeah, but it's achievable. You can do it. Nathan, you'll never get benefits in Thailand. If you really wanted to struggle, if you lived in Thailand, you wouldn't get the benefits that you're getting, Nathan. You can join the expats club there's 2 or 3 expats club in Pattaya, and there you'll meet all sorts of people and get all sorts of ideas. And again, it's a good networking thing because you get talking to other people. Are the Thai generally good people? Do they think respect the elderly? That's one thing. Family look after family in Thailand. There is no benefit system in Thailand. So if you don't work, you die. And that's why the family look after people. So when you're young, you get looked after by your grandparents. And when you're old, you look after your grandparents. That's just the way it is. And that's what's missing in the Western world, because we're so keen to shove them into a nursing home or wherever. And we don't have time for our elderly people like they do in Thailand. Yes, they are fantastic people. Thank you very much. I hope you have learned. And any time, just send me an email, any questions, and I'll be glad to answer them. Graham shared question. It's been confirmed no tax burden on retirement pensions that are taxed at source. Has been confirmed, has it? I haven't seen that news just lately. And usually I've got a few links that people will send me information like it. Well, I hope that's the case. But that'll have to be printed in the Thai Gazette in the to be absolutely confirmed. But if that's happened, then that's brilliant. That really, really is good news. And top that up with the extensions of stays type thing, where you get 60 days as opposed to 30 days, and then the 180-day visas. Hopefully that's Thailand making the right move, but I'll have to have a look into that. But thanks very much for that, Graham. I'll have to have a look into that and see if that is the case. But thanks very much. Is there any place in the world that is tax-free? Yes, there is. Dubai. Dubai is tax-free. Yeah, very safe there in Thailand. It's very safe there in Thailand. Been there 5 times in Thailand. Yeah, Thailand is, I've got to say, it's probably one of the safest places where I've lived in Thailand. I've walked around Pattaya at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in my, like 10 or 12 years, well, 12 years ago now. I lived in Jomtien for 2 years. And I was slightly inebriated walking home several times in Pattaya, and I've never, ever felt unsafe. It's like any big city. If you walk around with a big gold necklace on type of thing and flaunting your wealth, there are other people that will take advantage of that. I don't walk around with cameras on my iPhone, stuff like that. And crime for me, it's never materialized. I've never seen it, and long may that last. But you can walk around in London with your iPhone and be robbed for Rolex watches and stuff like that. In London, it's an awful place to be. So no, Thailand is very safe, even in the big cities. But it's like everything else. If you walk around blasé type of thing, then you're going to attract attention. But generally, you're much safer in Bangkok than you are in London. It seems like the stereotype about people from the UK whinging about the weather is quite accurate. Yeah, it is. But that's what the Brits are famous for, always talking about the weather. And it's correct, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, summertime, this is supposed to be the peak of summer. So what isn't it whinge about? You can't exactly say, we're in the middle of summer, July, and it's beautiful, because it obviously isn't. So the Brits like the sunshine and they like the warmth, but we don't get much of it. And but there's other countries in the world that also have less weather, less sunshine than us, and still whinge and moan about it. But that's the national pastime of the Brits, whinging about anything and everything. So why should I be excluded from that? Do I whinge and moan? Yes, I do whinge and moan. We always have our whinge and moans about things. Les, your show are great. Thank you very much. Cheers, Scott. Thanks very much. Crime in the UK is terrible crime, especially in big cities. It's shocking how kids get away with a crime. Even if they kill somebody, they don't get life sentence. Yeah, but that's the weakness of our government in this country, and I can't see it getting any better. Anyway, everybody, we've done 2 hours, and I'm freezing cold, and I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna go and have a cup of coffee and warm up and some lunch. What time is it now? Yeah, nearly lunchtime. So thank you very much for those people who are joining in. Sorry if the stream lagged a little bit or whatever. I'll get the cable, so I'll do a cable connection to my laptop so it gets a stronger connection. Thanks very much for everybody for joining me. And I'll do one of these in a couple of weeks' time or so. And I'm going to still produce various videos on the cost of living here and in comparison to Thailand. And hopefully for those people that want to think about moving to Thailand, I'm always available on a call. My information, details and email addresses is in the description below. Contact me anytime and I'll answer any questions that you may ask. I also do a consultancy for $10 for an hour, 2 hours or 3 hours, wherever it is. And if you don't get the information, then you don't pay the $10. So it's like a win-win situation. I'm a fountain of knowledge with regard to living in Thailand and how to get around the various visas and how you can live a really, really good lifestyle in Thailand. I've been there for 12 years out of the 14 years I've been leaving this country. So thanks very much for joining me and catch you later. Bye for now. Nathan, stop.